Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to something new that we're doing here at the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. We are trying to do a sports show based around what we call our Sidelines 2024 college football 25 season. Basically, what we're doing is each team or each one of the guys that are in the league have picked up a team, and they're running that team through their normal 2024 schedule. So what we're doing right now, here's some of the results as we start. But first and foremost, I am the Midnight Rider. Welcome to the Gridiron. And this is where we, again, like I said, we're going to take you into the background of this league and start doing some things with some of the users. We're trying to make it a little interactive. So if you want to jump in and make comments, we'd love to have it. Now, we're going to be here for a short time, not a long time. You know how KG says we don't do no overtime. But we're not going to get close enough to overtime because it's a one-man show for right now. In the Gridiron, what's going to happen, like I said, we're going through the college football 2025 schedule. As you can see right now, here are the teams that we have picked or that are being used. So if you play college football 25 and you want to jump in and you want to get some work, reach out to the boss man, reach out to KG, or reach out to myself, the Midnight Rider, and you can get into the league. So right now we have Miami leading the league at 8-0. Alabama's 8-0, Miami's 7-1, Clemson 6-1, Oregon 6-2, Notre Dame 6-2, Maryland 6-2, Texas 5-3, Florida State 4-4, TCU 3-5, Colorado's 2-6. So here's the thing: a couple of teams like Clemson, team like FSU, team like Texas, and there's one more. No, those are the three teams that got added late. So they don't have the full 8 games played by them. Some of the games were played by the computer. The rest of the league has been played by the users in the league. So as you can see, Miami and Alabama out front. I forgot Michigan. And Michigan's the reason we're in here. Michigan's 8-0 as well. I'll update the banner for you guys in a second. But the reason we're doing this today is because we have a big matchup in the league. We have Michigan and Oregon playing each other. The number 1 ranked offense versus the number 1 ranked defense. But we'll get that in a second. Let's give you the layout for this week's schedule. This week, we have TCU versus Baylor. And earlier, I had a conversation with the head coach of the TCU Horned Frogs, Mr. Ross Rutter. He told me, he said, he feels like he got to get his ground game going today. And if he can get his ground game going, that's going to be his key to success. He's also going to try to make sure he tries to shut down the pass game for the Baylor Bears. And if he can cut down on his mistakes, because he is 3-5, but I call it the hard luck 3-5. He had a situation last week where against Texas Tech, late in the first half, their running back had an amazing run. And the next thing you know, he was down by 14. He came back, got it within 7. But if that run doesn't happen, he's all set to go. Next on the docket, we have Louisville versus Clemson. Now, this is going to be an intriguing matchup because I've only seen Clemson play once. I'm not sure how the user is going to work out with Clemson, but that's a good matchup because I've seen Louisville be very explosive this year. I know they played a couple other teams in the league, and they've done quite well. So that's going to be a good ball game. The next on the ledger is UNC and FSU. And with UNC and FSU, again, this is another new user to me. So I'm going to expect, and that's FSU's user. What I expect to see, I expect to probably see a run game, heavy run game. And FSU is very explosive with their running backs. So we have opportunity in this ball game to see some fireworks. And then last on this is Duke versus Miami. And I know Miami. Miami has one of the best running backs in the league. He's probably in second place for the Heisman as we speak. The man that owns Michigan, who has has Mr. Edwards. He's leading the league in rushing. He's actually leading in the Heisman vote as well. He's he's running at a clip of 1,700 yards, 22 touchdowns. So he is probably the head or the lead man for the Heisman Trophy at this point in time. What we're going to get into later is just a little quick breakdown of this Oregon-Michigan matchup because we have some big key players involved and at play in this game. Again, the Gridiron. A look at the Sideline Junkies 2024 college football season, college football 25 season. And what we're going to try to do is give you some insight. Again, we're not going to be a long show. It's a quick preview. It's a quick hit, and then we're out of the way. If we're over 15 minutes, then I'm here too long. Okay, folks? But here we go. Let's break down the reason why we're here. The reason we're here is for Michigan versus Oregon. And as I've watched these two teams play, they play to their styles. And I actually reached out to the boss man because the boss man has more background on the guys that are playing in this game. And when I reached out to him, he gave me some information, gave me some notes. And I'm going to kind of read you some of the notes that the boss man had about this game. He said this matchup is of two opponents that have quite a history for 20 plus years. The Michigan Wolverines will look to continue the dominant game with their Heisman Trophy candidate, who we talked about, Mr. Edwards. Oregon came out struggling early. They said they found a way. They like to move the ball quickly and efficiently through the air. They are led by the number one cornerback, Jabbar Muhammad. Jabbar Muhammad has 8 interceptions on the season, folks. That is great. All right, that's some people's careers. And the fact that he has 8 and we're only at week 10 means sky's the limit for this young fella. So we're going to have some opportunities here in this ball game where we're going to see some things. And if you're not in it, reach out to us. We'll let you log in to the 2020 Sideline Junkies 2024 College Football 25 League. And you can just sit in the WhatsApp with us and you can watch the games. All right. You can go game by game with us because all the users upload their games. And you have an opportunity, just like me, to be a fan. You can just sit back, watch these teams play. All right. This is an opportunity for all of you to just watch some games, have some fun. Yeah, it's not the real thing, but it's us having fun. And like I said before, if you want to join, if you are an aficionado, if you are a man that likes to play college football 25 and you want to jump in the league, you can jump in. This is a dynasty style league. You do your recruiting. You do everything else like you would in any other league. You have the transfer portal. This is as real can get, all right? So take your time. Figure out who you want to use. We have the teams listed that are used right now by all the other guys in the league, and all you have to do is if you want that smoke, come get that smoke. And here we are, week 10. So if you want to get in late, you can pick up a team, jump in, you'll play the bowl game, you'll do the rest of the recruiting, and then you have opportunity coming into the next season because we do this in 48-hour clips. So this league isn't somewhere where you're going to sit around, you got to wait. All right, you don't have to wait a week to play your next game. The next game happens in 48 hours. So after this 48-hour stretch, the next games are starting up. More than likely, we turn the league over on Monday, probably at this stretch. Probably Monday at the latest, Sunday at the earliest. So if you want to get in, hop in, find your team, play the schedule out. We do have a rule. If you're fired from your program and you're at a 4-star school, the only jobs you can take are 3-star schools or lower. You cannot be at a 4-star, get fired, and then go to another 4-star. We try to make it a little more realistic and a little harder for teams if the coach gets fired. So if you're into that, you want that challenge, you want that smoke, this is the league for you. I don't want to sound like Suge Knight. Like, you're not going to have us dancing in the background or anything like that. I'm not trying to give you that speech. What I'm trying to tell you is this is a good league. It's a competitive league. And what we're trying to do is get everybody in, get all the teams out. And if you want to play, we can make it as fun, as competitive, and we can do this on the side to make it even more fun. So again, I got the ticker going again. One of the teams I see in trouble right now is Colorado. Colorado's got a young coach, Xavier. Really hasn't found an identity with his team. But I think if he can manage a couple things, widen his playbook out, he's going to be okay. We have Maryland and Notre Dame both at 6-2. I've watched a lot of their ball games. The boss man B coaches Maryland. The big guy KG does Notre Dame. The big guy at 6-2, he's earned that 6-2 because Riley Leonard came out early and struggled against Texas A&M. Threw about 5 interceptions in that ball game. They got blown out. And the big guy, I talked to him. He said, we got to play ball control. And if you watch his games, he's gone ball control heavy. He's gone from trying to let it fly because he doesn't believe in his quarterback. I'm not going to say he doesn't believe in his quarterback, but his quarterback has given him troubles. He's turned into a ball control offense. And when he gets to the goal line, ladies and gentlemen, be ready for the wishbone because it's coming to you. He wants to be physical. He wants to hear the click clack of the pads, baby. With Maryland's been very diverse in their offense. They've given the ball to Hemley a lot, but they also like to get out to their outside guys. So at 6-2, both teams are bowl eligible. Where they go from here, nobody knows. Miami's a team we've already talked about. Miami's a thump you. Miami's going to punch you in the mouth all game long, all day long. I'm not too familiar with Clemson. Like I said, I think they're one of the new users in our league. At the top, we got Michigan. We've talked about Michigan ad nauseum a little bit here, but Michigan's going to run with Edwards. And as long as Edwards and their tight end are going and on all cylinders, that's what drives that force. With Oregon, we've talked about them. They're diverse. They struggle early. But because now we got the new Big Ten, this is one of those matchups we wouldn't have gotten until a bowl game. Now we're getting it in the middle of Big Ten season. Let's think about that. The Big Ten now has Oregon, has USC, and other teams. So now these dynamics in these conferences is so different. You're getting matchups you would have never seen 30, 40 years ago. But today, we have Oregon versus Michigan as our headliner. And whenever this game gets played, I'm sitting there right there. I got my popcorn ready. I'm ready to go. I can't wait to see what happens. I think I missed the team. I missed Alabama. Alabama, Dario's team, they're going to score. They're going to score if they're up by 1. They're going to score if they're up by 56. So if you don't want to get embarrassed, don't play it versus Dario because he's going to score until he can't score no more. The only thing that stops him from trying to score is the zeros on the clock at the end of the fourth quarter. All right, folks, this is, again, like I said, our inaugural edition of the Gridiron, where we welcome you to the college football 25 season in the Sideline Junkies 2024 League. If you have questions, send them. sidelinejunkies247@gmail.com. If you want to join the league, sidelinejunkies247@gmail.com. I am the Midnight Rider. I'm not doing any overtime because I'm not even close. I'm not at 40 hours this week. All right? Welcome to the Gridiron. Enjoy this episode. You'll see more coming in the future. Thank you. Have a great day. Enjoy your Saturday, folks.